Hey, welcome back to Turntable Guy. On the bench today, we have an Akai. I have been getting a lot of Akais recently. I don't know what it is. They just seem to be coming in lumps. This one's an AP-207. This is a direct drive, fully automatic. It's come in for a basic service. Gentleman just picked this up. It's going to his son-in-law's cottage, so that's where it's going to spend the rest of its life, unless it gets sold again. I've been told it has speed issues. And it also has another issue, which you'll see in 1 second here as I lift the dust cover and I let it go. So the dust cover hinges on these things, they have a very tight metal spring, and unfortunately the hinge, the part that goes around the dust cover, that clips into the dust cover, is plastic. And you guessed it, they snap right out, and you'll see it on both hinges right there. So this piece of the hinge should be sitting inside the plastic here, and what it does is it just breaks loose. The plastic becomes brittle, and it comes right out. And same thing over here. It's like the alien in the movie Alien, when it bursts out of the chest. Well, the spring here bursts out of the hinge, and there's nothing you can do about it. Anyway, can't even, I mean, the only way to do this would be to replace the hinge. You try to glue this, it's going to break again. So he's just told me he's going to look for hinges, so I'm not going to be repairing that. But let's have a look at the function here. So he mentioned speed issues, and that's probably dirty switches. Okay. So it has a strobe. Let's see here. No, I guess this one has to start. Ah, okay. Well, the automatics works, that's good. And, oh, the queuing's over here. Queuing's good. All right, let's see what kind of speed we've got. And we are on, okay, that's 45, button down. And, oh yeah, it's really bad. I can't get speed lock. Let's try 33. Whoa. Oh yeah, these are terrible. It's all over the place. Hang on, let me set up my phone so you can actually see the speed variation. Sorry about the glare. I don't think there's much I can do about that. Try to cover it there a little bit. Okay, here we go. Let me put this on manual so the arm doesn't move over. Okay, let's try to get down to 33 here. See what I mean? As soon as I touch the pitch, see how it shoots up? I'm actually going down. It's still hanging around 34. If I turn it all the way, yeah, I cannot achieve 33 1/3. Oh, up to 35, 34, 32. It's all over the place, right? Okay, go 45. $47. Again, all over the place. So we got some dirty pitch controls. No biggie, we can fix that. Let's turn that off. And this turntable, moving the arm away from its rest doesn't turn it on and off. You have to physically hit start or cut to turn it on and off. Nice deck. Heavy. Really nice. Akai made some very nice turntables. Okay, let's just put this phone aside because I'm sure we'll do that again. All right, so I guess we will start with our basic service. We got a date code on here. I'm not sure. Kind of a flimsy platter, nothing special there. But once you put the rubber ring on it, or the rubber platter mat, it dulls straight down. for a cartridge, we actually have the original, which is kind of cool. It's an Akai PC100. Now I'm going to say it's a Audio-Technica clone of some kind. And it looks like it still has quite a bit of stylus. We have the original head shell. So this is right from the factory, which is pretty cool. And it's in good shape. This table's really nice. The gentleman who brought it to me said he drove a few hours to go pick it up. And the gentleman who owned it gave it to him for free, just for driving that far and taking it off his hands. It's not nice. Okay, I think we're good to put our dust cover back on. We will remove the power. Motor feels good. No gumminess. We're still going to service that thing. There's no 45 adapter, so we can turn it over. We're locked. Nice solid plastic base and a ton of screws, so I will be right back. Okay, screws are out. Voila. Very nice. Very, very meaty. Solid metal. Love it. Big motor. Here's our speed pots. Can you see that? Oh no, you can't. Doot. All right, here's our speed pots down here. Potentiometers, big ass motor, power supply, motor control board, transformer, shielding for our cables. Very nicely built. What a lovely turntable. Yeah, so I'm impressed. I gotta tell you, I haven't come across too many Akais that I thought were garbage. They are some nice tables. Now, when you get into the, 80s or whatever, and things started getting kind of cheap, yeah, okay. I think one of my first turntables, if I remember correctly, I bought an Akai set. I think I was 15 or 16. I mean, my parents bought it. And I had an Akai AP-207. It was a fully automatic, and it was, a hunk of plastic compared to stuff like this. Look at this, wood, real metal. Awesome. All right, so anyway, let's service these potentiometers. Okay, so we're gonna use neutral. MG Chemicals, neutral. All you want to do is spray in the open side. Lift and work the pot back and forth. Okay, and the same for the second one. All right, that's good. Excellent. Now, as I was doing that, I noticed something here. And am I right? I am right. Okay. I'm going to zoom in as best as I can here. I want to show you something. Right here. 1 and 2. Sanyo electrolytic capacitors. When you see these things in any kind of equipment that you have, you take them out. These things are a disaster. They fail, and they fail bad. We are going to remove these no matter what the hell they are. The rest of the caps on this board are all Nippon Chemicon, and I ain't touching them. But these two Sanyos, they're history. Unless they're bipolar, which I don't have any of. I don't think they are though. Nope, they're polarized. And I'm just going to put a little mark here on the negative, because the board's not marked. Is this polarized as well? Excuse my head. Yeah. Just put a little black mark there for the negative post. We're going to take those out. And I don't care what it takes to get at them. We're getting rid of those. So, looks like this board is just held in. Let me zoom out a little bit now. The board looks like it's just held on with some clips. Not the easiest stuff to remove. I prefer having screws, to be honest with you. I don't like standoffs. This one's fighting me a little bit. And figures the one that's in the worst spot is the one that's fighting me, of course. There we go. Bastard. Okay, hopefully this flips over relatively easy. I'm gonna cut that. That just gives me enough. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so we have a 2.216 and a 0.4725. Okay, so 2.2 at 16. I don't know if I have any 16s, but I do have 50s. There's the 2.250 Rubicon YXF. And a 0.47. Here are my 0.47s. I've got some film caps in there too. And we'll just grab one of these little ones. These are Rubicons. All right. Fire up the Weller. Not the friendliest board to work on. One, two, three, four. Should be right here. One, two, three, four. Sometimes you can count in if you count your components. So here's a resistor. No, it's diode. Diode, resistor, resistor, cap. Right. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4. You flip it over. This is where it starts. Right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. right here. Okay, we'll measure these when I'm done. Okay, so there's our 2.2. I just want to make sure because last week I was working on one, and instead of putting in a 100, I put in a 1000. So 2.216. All right. 2.250. And here's our negative mark. And if we do our counting again, so we just replaced this one. 1 and 2 over is our 0.47. All right, so there's one we just replaced. 1 and 2. And there's our 0.47. 0.47, 25 volts. You can see, hopefully you can see, it says Sanyo. Okay, we'll put our new one in. Oops, I bent the shit out of this one. Okay, so that goes there. And that's it. All right, put our board back. All right, I'm going to leave this untied up for now because we're going to service the motor. Or do you want to check these caps first? Okay, you watch. They're gonna test perfect just because I'm going to look like an idiot now. No, all seriousness, even if they do test good, get rid of those Sanyos. They are bad news. So this is the 2.2 at 16. So it's testing 3.2 microfarad. ESR is 4 ohms. So it's way out on capacitance. And here is our 0.47. And instead of 0.47, which is 470 nanofarad, it's 673. So as you can see, these are way out of spec. And I'll keep these for the customer just to show that I did the work. Those are junk. All right, let's do our motor service. Ugh, these screws are painted on. Okay, just your typical big motor of the time. Oh, is that, I think that's made by TDK, or if it's just a model number. There's a hair in here. Okay, so we're going to remove the magnet. You can see there's very little lubrication left. Excuse my head. It smells like dead fish. There's ball bearing in this one. There it is. Big ball bearing. So it there's definitely an oil in there. So it came with an oil from the factory. Man, phew, seriously, it smells like dead fish. Blech. Okay, we're going to sop up the dead fish. Look at that, eh? Gotta love it when your oil is black. That's nasty. This is why you service your turntables. Or you get them serviced. A little bit of alcohol on the other side of the Q-tip to absorb any of the crud that's in there. Get all that old oil out of there. Clean the sides. Excuse my head. Nice. That smells so bad. Sorry I keep saying that, but it's so true. Okay, and then we also want to clean the axle of the magnet here, of the spindle. And for that, a little paper towel, some alcohol. Give that a wipe. This one's got a relatively small axle. Magnet's kind of small too. And you just want to clean where that ball bearing sits. Yeah, lovely stuff, eh? That's better. Nice and clean now. And we will clean our ball. Okay. You guys know the drill by now. 3 in 1. If these guys want to sponsor me, by all means, send me a PM or something, you know. SAE 20 is what this stuff is. 2 or 3 drops. 1, 2, 3. Throw your ball in. Put a little dab here where the ball sits. And you just want to lube here and up there, because the axle actually has 2 points of friction up near the top and 1 here. And then you want to put this back and you wait. And the reason you're waiting is that the new fresh oil has created hydraulic pressure in there and it's locked in the air. So what we're going to do is we're going to let this slowly sink into the bearing. And while that's going on, I'm going to go grab a coffee. Be right back. Our bearing has now sunk back down. We're going to put our motor back. Line it up. And make sure you throw the screw on the floor. Hey, look, I found a capacitor on the floor. Interesting. Okay. Let's get this bolted. I like these screws because they're self-centering, the way they're beveled. So the motor will go back to the exact same position it was. Okay, I'm just going to tighten them in a crisscross pattern. Okay. And we will replace that tie. And yeah, I think we're good underneath here. Motor serviced, pots cleaned, nothing else to really do here. So I am going to put the base back on and we'll get it back up. We'll see how our speed is and we'll set up the arm, clean the stylus, and do a sound test. Okay, we're back up top here. We're going to do a speed test again, and let me get my phone. There we go. And see how we're doing now. That's better right away. See how the speed's stable now? Look, 33.2. How lucky is that, eh? Anyway, watch as I turn the pitch. See how stable it is now? Yeah, I can turn it up and down and dial it in at 33.3. Look at that. Rock solid. Okay, let's check 45. Dial it all the way down. Stable. All the way up. And achieve 45 RPM. Right on the money. Ooh. I thought when I touched the speed switch, it wonked out on me, but it didn't. 45. Okay, down to 33. Beautiful. That's the way we like them. All right. Now, we'll set up the arm. We will clean the stylus first. Like I mentioned, it did look pretty clean. But if it's the original stylus, either the gentleman didn't use the turntable very much, obviously, or maybe he replaced it at one point. Tough to say. Anyway, just a little bit of alcohol. on a brush, back to forth, back to forth, back to front. Looks pretty good. I'm not exactly sure what this tracks at, but most of the styli that came from the factory are usually conicals. I don't know what this is. I haven't looked it up, but we're going to track it at 2 grams. And can we do this without? No, we're going to need to. How can we do this? We're going to need to turn it on so the arm will drop. Or will the arm drop with it off? Let me check so I don't make things more complicated for everybody. Okay, there's the cut. Will the arm drop? No, see, the arm will not drop. It stays in the up position. So you're going to have to start it with the cueing down. Let the tone arm fall. And then unplug the unit. Okay? That way you can set up your arm. So I'm going to set this for 2 grams. If you don't have a weight like this, you're going to have to do it manually by balancing the arm at 0. Okay, I need some more weight. All right, let's call that 2. Turn our dial so it reads 2. And we'll turn our anti-skate to 2. And I'm going to say this Akai is done. All right, so grab a record. We will plug in our audio cables. And I think what we'll do for this gentleman is we'll put a nice ground on there, redo that ground because that looks like crap. Okay. And we'll test our automatic features. So we're on 30-inch record. Speed's good. No power. Well, that doesn't sound good, eh? Wow. Okay, this is great to see live. So what's our problem here? I'm fiddling with the cables and nothing is making any sound. There is sound coming to the stylus, so you can hear there. We're getting this god-awful sound. Okay, so what are we going to do? First thing we're going to do, this is great. This is live problem. We're going to test the cartridge. So what I'm going to do is just quickly switch out this cartridge for my test cartridge, which I know is good. We're going to turn the speakers back on, and it's the same. So the question becomes, where is this sound coming from? Do we have a bad set of cables? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to recommend that you view my video on, it's 2 videos back, I think, and it's on diagnosing a bad channel, or bad channels in this case, What is the cause of that? And no use doing it here, so I'm going to get you guys to check that video out when we're done with this one. But I'm going to continue on and find out what the fault is here, and I'll let you know what I found. Well, things are going to get serious when I do the handheld stuff. All right. Do you see these two wires here? Blue and red. See how they come from the RCA cables? If you guessed muting switch, you have guessed correctly. So underneath here, right there, do I have light here? I do have light. Right there are the muting switches for this turntable. I did not know this turntable had a muting switch. Therefore, we have some dirty contacts there, and I think you can see some corrosion on the right one there. So how I found that out is I was playing with the record a little bit more, and I noticed that when I pressed the start-stop switch, the sound would cut in and out, and that horrible humming was going away. So that's what I was thinking, muting switch. Plus, when I put the tone arm back on the rest, there's no sound coming from the stylus whatsoever when I ran my finger under the needle, so muting switch. So what do you do here? Let me turn the light back on for one thing. I'm not going to show this on camera, but you can see the contacts there. No different than a relay. They get dirty. So we're going to get a little bit of contact cleaner, and I'm going to use the non-residue type. You can even use alcohol for this if you want. And I'm going to soak up a piece of paper, and I'm going to gently polish those muting contacts, and then I'll button up. We'll see if that took care of it. I'll come back up, and hopefully we will hear some music. Be right back. Hey, welcome back. We are making music again here. So, yeah, muting switch, dirty, and good cleaning of that took care of that god-awful sound. Probably should have played a record on it to test it before I started the service, but no big deal. We got in there, gave it a cleaning, and running it good again. So, Akai AP-207. We changed out a couple nasty Sanyo caps. We also gave it a full lubrication service. And then we had a little surprise at the end with a bad muting switch, which we took care of. As you can see now, all is good again. Sound is nice. And once again, I thank you for tuning in, watching the show for this week, and hope you tune in again next week, because I believe next week we'll either be doing a Marantz or a Thorens. And actually, I've already started filming the Thorens. I'm waiting for a belt to come in, so I want to get the complete video done on that. It's a 125 Mark II. So depending on which, if the belt comes in, it depends which one will be up next week. So thanks again for tuning in. We'll catch you next one. Bye.